Hi everyone, good morning. We are going to talk about the Brain Pop video that you hopefully just watched. If not, go watch that right now, please. About scientific method and science projects. So Tim and Moby explore the scientific method through experimenting with adding salt to water. And that is their topic. So I know that all of you have already chosen a topic for your science fair projects. That's great. Now that you've chosen a topic for your science fair project, if you have already conducted your experiment, what you're going to want to do is make sure that you have taken down notes about it. And you're going to look at those notes now. And what you're going to do is something we called analyze, which is where you're going to be looking at all of the information and you're going to be seeing if that proved that your hypothesis was correct or not. So Tim and Moby, they chose to add salt to water in one case, and then they compared it to not adding any salt to the water in the second experiment. And they compared their information to see if it made the water boil faster. And then they saw if their hypothesis was correct or not. So what you are going to do is you're going to look at your information that you wrote down and see if your hypothesis was correct or not. Now let me give you an example. If I chose to choose a topic on my roommate's cat who likes to bust through the door every couple of minutes, what I could do is I could say, will the cat stop coming into my room if I put a treat out by their door? Or out in the living room, not by their door. The cat doesn't have a door, but out in the living room. So if I put a treat out in the living room, his name is Mashi, will Mashi stop coming into my room? Well, I can set that up as an experiment. I'll put the treats in the living room and hopefully I will see if he continues to come into my room. Now, what I would do is every day that I did this, I would have on a piece of paper, maybe, I would write down how many times he came into my room, and then I would compare that to a day where I don't put out the treats. Now, after I did this a couple of times, what I would do is I would look at that information and I would say, okay, on this day where I had no treats, he came into my room 5 times. And on this day, where I did have treats in the living room, he came into my room maybe 3 times. And then what I could do is I can make an inference. So that's a guess from the information. It's not really it's a guess, but it's an educated guess, right? I am making a conclusion about what I just observed. So I could make a conclusion that if he has treats in the living room, he won't come into my room because he is busy eating and maybe he doesn't know where the treats are coming from and he's looking for where the treats are coming from. Or maybe if I did that experiment, maybe it would turn out totally wrong. Maybe my hypothesis would be incorrect if my hypothesis was that they would stop coming into my room as much. Maybe instead he would come into my room more because he thinks that I am the one giving him the treats, which I would be. So maybe instead he ends up coming into my room more because he's looking for more treats. In either case, I would be looking at the information that I had, how many times he came into my room with treats and without treats, and then I would be making a conclusion about it, right? So I want to show you an example of why the scientific method is so important and why writing your conclusion is so important as well. I don't think that I can, let's see, I don't think that I can change my screen so that you can see my screen right now. So what I'm going to do is I am going to stop this video right now and then I'll take another video sharing my screen and you will be able to see what I'm talking about. So let me stop right here.